Hey Flosstube, this is Michelle from Made by Michelle McGraw, and this is Flosstube number 34. It is September 2nd, 2020, and welcome. If you are new here, like and subscribe, and thank you for joining me. If you are returning, thank you. I really appreciate everybody. I enjoy interacting with everybody, and thank you for coming for a visit again. So, I am going to jump in with, I have a finish, kind of. I finished Visit Mordor by Country Magic Stitch. If you want to see my finish, go to my Instagram, which is Made by Michelle McGraw. I have a picture of it fully finished. I took it to the framer. I washed and stretched it and took it directly to the framer, and it will be ready probably in another week to a week and a half. So I will show it when it's all framed. So I have a finish, kind of. Okay, so Instagram, Made by Michelle McGraw. Okay, I'm going to jump in to my some Stitchy kindness. I got a card from one of my viewers, from Suzanne. Sweet card to thank me for a giveaway winner. So that was really sweet. Thank you, Suzanne. I enjoyed that very much. Okay, I'm going to jump in with my whips because I have them piled everywhere, and we will go from there. Okay, so my first one that I'm going to show is a new start for Sampler September. And if you are unfamiliar what Sampler September is, I am sure I am not the official spokesperson for it, but it is basically when you work on samplers in the month of September, and there's all sorts of variations in what people are doing. I am trying to focus on samplers, but I'm also going to do some of my SALs as well. So it's kind of SAL and sampler September for me. So all of my other projects that are either not SALs or not samplers most likely won't be done in the month of September. You know what I say about rules. There was Levi, he just walked in. They promised not to look out the window and bother the cat that's out there. So our neighbors have some cats that have had kittens, and they are pretty feral cats. They're outside. We're way out in the country, but they really, really like my backyard. And so they come over and they play and apparently annoy my dogs because they must bark at these kittens. And I just don't understand, because we have a cat. We have Sammy, who's not really a cat, but she's here, and they could care less about her. I don't know. They're just very intrigued with these kittens, and they promised me. We had a big discussion about how we weren't going to start with the barking because one of them barks and then all of them bark. I have 3 Cavaliers, and they get out of hand. Okay, so for my first whip, this is a new start for Sampler September. It's Little House Needleworks, 13 Colonies. So that is a pretty decent picture of it. And I really, really, really like it. And here is my start. Let me put something behind it, because I think you might be able to see through it a little bit. Okay, so I have the frame of the border, with one exception. So my bottoms meet, kind of. I am off a half stitch somewhere. I don't know where I'm off. I've looked and looked. Basically, either on one of these sides, I have made one of my stitches too tall when going over 2, but I don't know which one it is. I'm going to give it another look through and see if I can find it. And if not, I'm going to fudge it, because it's just off in the corner and I can totally fudge it. I hate when that happens. let me see if I have my details on this one. It is somewhere on one of these cards. I thought I had the card laying out since it was gonna, oh, here it is. Okay, so this is Picture This Plus 32 count relic linen. So I really like it. I think it will look very worn and old, and I really like historical samplers or samplers that are kind of focused in history. So see how cute that is? It already has an error. Not happy with that, but we might just roll with it. We'll see. So let's see. I'm just gonna start pulling off my pile. Well, maybe I need to try doing an order of my cards. Not that that order means anything. Okay, so I did work a little bit more on my Brenda Keys, the Sampler Company. This is Over the Hill. There, you can see a good picture of it, Over the Hill. And if you'll notice, this town back here is stitched over one to give it the illusion it's way in the distance. So I have, from the last time I showed it, I have finished the church except for this little walkway here, which I have to do. And I've put some more in on the town in this background. So not too much, but I really, really love how this is coming together. I really enjoy the Sampler Company's patterns. Okay, let me put that one away or I will have a mess and have patterns all over the place and not know where they go. I do have a little different, I don't have, hold on, this light on. So I've got several comments in the past about that light flickering. It actually was not flickering. That is, you can't see it, but my chair sits like right in here. You can see the top of my chair right there. So I know that the light doesn't flicker because I sit beside it all the time. What was happening is, as I was kind of like moving in and out, my camera was focusing and kind of making the light appear like it was flickering. So I don't have ghosts, I don't think, and we don't have electrical problems, but apparently the camera on this phone is very sensitive when I get in, like you can see the light doing it over here. It keeps adjusting and not adjusting. Maybe if I just move you slightly. There, we won't have to worry about my mystery ghost lamps. I don't know what it's doing. It's doing something crazy. Okay, so the next one I don't think is the card that I have in front of me, but we will just open it and it's not. Okay, it is All Creatures Great and Small by Barbara Anna Designs. And as I told you guys on one of my previous floss tubes, I changed the colors. So I wasn't thrilled once I kitted it up with the colors. Let me rephrase this. I had an image in my mind of what the colors were going to look like based on the front cover. And it looked more like it was a muted green. And when I kitted it up, it was a very hunter green. And so I changed it to be more of like this muted green, using more of that. So I changed up the palette. I've been stitching it up. I love it. I'm very happy with my palette, my color choices so far. We'll see how it goes. I've not done tons of work, but I did finish this basket motif and I started on the barn. Not too exciting, but it was one night stitching and got a little bit of work in on it. This will definitely get more love in Sampler September, or it's on the list to get love, I should say. I don't technically have a list. I have it in my mind. I don't do well with rules. So if I say, oh my gosh, I have to work on this project, I have to work on this project, it will always end up, I don't want to work on those projects. So I try not to say I have to do something. I try to go with the flow on it. I am trying to focus on my samplers and my SALs this month. So this is one of my favorite samplers, so I will try to put some stitches in it. Okay. The next one, of course I have the wrong card. No, this is the total wrong bag. Okay, so that's not the project I thought it was. So that means I'm going to be down a project that I thought. All right, we'll just see which one it is. I have a feeling it is a mid Amish life that I don't have out here. And I do have that going. So I will, I'll have to show it next time. Okay, this is another new start, and this is Santa's 12 Days of Christmas by Prairie Schooler. And I do not plan on having these done this year. There's too many. I don't like to rush through Prairie Schoolers. I love Prairie Schoolers, but I wanted to start them. So I am starting them. Let's see. I am using 25 count potato Lugana, and I started with number 10, and I have a little bit of a start. Here is let me show you the pattern. So there's the start, there's the pattern. I'm doing this one, and I do have all the patterns. So there's 1 through 4, 5 through 8. Did I get, yeah, that's 9 through 12. Okay, so there's only 3 books. So I did change the red that I'm using. That's a big shock for me because I am a diehard Prairie Schooler fan. I think Prairie Schoolers are at the top of my favorite designers, favorite charts, easy to read, easy to stitch. They are just relaxing. And for me to change something on a Prairie Schooler, I don't normally. When I kitted this up, I kept looking at the red that they used, and the red was called for 815 or 817. Wait a minute, let me just look. I'm guessing now. So let me just look. It originally called for 815, and then the darker red was 902. That looked very burgundy. And what I liked about these, that they were so red, I didn't want to do that burgundy color. Like, I love this red and blue for the birds. I just loved it. So I changed it and made it a brighter red. I am using 321, and for the darker shade of red, I'm using 777. Did I write down too many sevens? I think I'm just using 777. I wrote down 7777. I think I just made up my own color. Anyhow, I changed it. That is shocking for me, but I love it. It looks like the front cover. And that's the very first time I've ever had that with a Prairie Schooler. I never changed the colors. Okay. Oh, this is a heavy one. Oh, I know why. Okay, this is the Addams Family SAL from Just Stitch Designs on Etsy. And this is a SAL that has been going on for a while. I am late to the game. I'm totally okay with that. I have showed this in a previous, trying to find a good front picture. And I'm not really gonna have a great one. So I've showed this in a previous, let me just take that out. That's awful. Can't see anything like that. Okay. So there's the house. You can see the shell of the house, the trees, the fence. There's all add-ons in here, a cemetery in here. It's fantastic. So there's, I think, 7 rooms done. I have just started this. I started this and I showed you this last time. I restarted. So when I first started, I started on murky Lugana fabric. My Lugana fabric was, Levi, stop, was slightly fuzzy. It was hard to count on. I don't know why. It just was. It was kind of frustrating. I knew this was going to be a great big project and I didn't want frustrating fabric. So I changed it and I ended up going with 25 count vintage country mocha. It really wasn't what I wanted. It's fine. It's a neutral. It's one of my favorite neutrals, but it wasn't what I wanted for this piece. I was looking through my bags this week and I found the fabric that I actually wanted. So what I actually wanted was this piece from Fabric Flare, words, English, hard to talk. And let me make sure I get the name right. It is Light Spooky Hollow. And so you can see the fabric. It is fantastic. I love it. And I restarted. Now, I did not have much done before. I actually have more done now than I had before. So I'm totally okay. This is the fabric. I thought about it. It's spooky. It's creepy. It's perfect for Addams Family. The vintage country mocha was fine, but it really wasn't the look that I was going for. And I didn't know, I wasn't thrilled with it. This piece of fabric I had found, but the piece of fabric that I had was too small for the project. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I thought I had more. I guess I didn't. I found it in another bag that was kitted up. And what I had done was I had put the yard of fabric, because I have a whole yard of that, in the bag, and the smaller one was supposed to be in that bag, not the bigger piece. So I was able to cut this piece out of the yard of fabric. I still have fabric to do that other project if I want to. All is good. Okay. So that is a restart. And that is, once again, Just Stitch Design on Etsy. So if anybody is interested in that, and you can sign up at any time. They were supposed to be done with the SAL by now, like all the rooms released, and the designer has had some health issues. So they're slow coming. They're a little bit slower coming out. I think the next part is coming out Friday. I don't care because I'm behind anyhow. So I have no issues with that. Wouldn't matter to me if I was caught up. Like it's always fine for me. I have plenty of other things to stitch on. Okay. My next one is a SAL with Janet Jabber. And if you don't watch her, go check her out. She is fabulous. So I did work on this more. I adore this. This is Yonder by Liz, from Liz Matthews. And I've come up, I finished the grass. I come up and started up here. I have my border complete. I need to stitch more on this. I really, really love stitching on this. And so it's one of those that I don't necessarily want to rush through. But I put some more stitches on. Since this is a SAL, it will get another turn in September to put more stitches on. So I'm still working on it, Janet. I'm still there. Okay, let's see. This is another new start, and this is, let me see. This is October 31st by Brenda Gervais. And so when I looked at, I love this pattern. Every time I look at this pattern, I see a witch with big tatas. I'm sorry, I do. And actually, her waist is really thin, and those are not tatas. But it blends into the fabric, and that's what I see, because the bottom of her dress kind of blends into this fabric. That's what I saw. When I kitted this up, I wanted to do it on my idea was a very swampy look. I wanted a swamp witch. That's what I wanted. So this is what I have. It is perfect. This is Picture This Plus Mira, 16 count. I love it. So I have the top corners done. I'm filling in more of this tree. The witch is completed. I just need to fill in the tree. I need to put this, there's another branch that comes up here. I need to put the leaves on, finish the bird, and there's some stars that go in here and some falling leaves, I think. And that's it. And then I will move to the bottom of the pattern. But I like her so much on this fabric, and she does not look like she has big tatas. She's perfect, but I love her. So this is, I want to rename her Swamp Witch, but like a good thing. Like she's in the middle of the bayou, which I am obsessed with the bayou. If anybody lives in the bayou, like leave me a comment, because I am obsessed with the bayou. Like I think it's beautiful in a creepy, creepy, buggy way, but I think it's beautiful. Okay. Oh, I know the next one. All right, the next one is Stitching Book Club, which we got our first part. We are reading Frankenstein, and our first part came out, which was the house and the boat. I've already done the frame. She released the frame first. Total, there is plenty of time to stitch this if you would like to on this SAL. Check out the Stitching Book Club, and you could still get in on this. Okay, so here is my progress. I took pictures on Instagram and I don't think it showed up. I have some very dark gray for the lightning bolt of metallic thread. And I also did the stars. I think they're showing up pretty good. It's very, very subtle, and I love it. So I'll be adding in a little bit more. I was just gonna do the lightning bolt, but then my thought was, if I don't have any other opportunity to use, there we go, metallic thread, it might look weird just having one spot. So I wanted to use it on the stars over here, and that way it kind of balanced it out, even if I never use it again. So I am using, what material? This is Peoria Purple Gingham. I don't know the manufacturer, 28 count. And I am stitching with Gentle Arts Raven. That's the other thing I want to show you. And it's really hard to see, and I don't think the camera's going to pick it up. It looks like a black, but it has green. A green tint. There you go. You can see it a little bit in here. It's very, very subtle, but I like the effect that it gives in person, and it's not overwhelming. If you see this from a distance, it's going to look like it's just black. When you get up close, it has that hint of green in there, which I really like. And I had a ton of Raven floss, so this was a really good project to use it on. Use what you have. And check that out of Stitching Book Club on Instagram, the hashtag, because everybody is using what they have, different floss colors, different materials. It's really, really fun. This has probably been one of my favorite SALs yet, because I really like seeing what everybody's using, and I'm like, oh, that's a good idea, or oh, that was really great fabric. I love it. So, okay. Next one is, let me get my card, Autumn Barnyard Stack from Cherry Hill Stitchery. And here's the pattern. Really, really cute. Last time I was halfway done with the sheep, and I'm not going to take it out of the hoop, but because I finished the sheep, I do have the top portion done. It's just hidden behind the hoop. But I have finished the sheep, and I've started on the cow. I did have to change the color of my cow because the called for color blended in. So I did darken him a little bit. He will have spots. I love how the sheep turned out. I stitched the border of him and then just randomly filled in so that he looks swirly and not stripy. So because I'm using variegated threads, I didn't want a striped sheep. I wanted a fluffy sheep, and I think he turned out really, really good. That fabric is 30 count from Nikki's Creation. And I got that on Etsy. I don't know what the actual name, I don't think it actually had a name. It's just gingham. If you can tell, I'm obsessed with gingham fabric. I really, really like stitching on it. Okay, the next one has been a project that I put a couple 30-minute sessions in. And there's dog hair on my bag. Ugh. Don't want that. That's why all my projects are in project bags, so they don't have dog hair on them. Okay, so it doesn't look like I've done much, but I have put in a couple sessions of Hold the Door from Country Magic Stitch on Etsy. And if you're a Game of Thrones fan, you know what this means. So here is my progress. I still have a lot more to go, but he's stitching up nicely. So I'm torn on whether I should just continue 30 minutes a day on him. And I don't get it every day. This is what Janet Jobber does. She does a focus piece for 30 minutes a day, and she gets projects done. And I thought, well, that's good. I can use some of these projects that I need to get done for stitching 30 minutes a day. This doesn't really fit my SAL or my sampler, so I don't know if I'm going to use this as my 30 minutes a day project for the rest of the month. I don't know. We'll see. That is being stitched on 14 count snowy fabric from Fabric Flare. All right, and this is my work project. So I have done ornaments for my kids, and this is the second set of ornaments I'm doing for them this year. They picked out Star Wars characters from Good Morning Maui patterns. Now I'm doing their names in plaid, and this is plaid alphabet from Mama, Stitchin' Mama. Yeah, it's just Stitchin' Mama, Kelly Myers. And I'm pretty sure I got this on 123 Stitch. Somebody had asked about that. So 123 Stitch, plaid alphabet. And what I should have said is I'm going to do a plaid letter for my kids. That's what I should have said. Because I'm doing their names. I'm going to take this out of the hoop so you can see it a little better. I like the way it is stitching up. It looks fabulous on this fabric. It's taking a little longer than I thought it would. Isn't that the way like all projects are? I'm like, oh, I should just whip this up, and like 3 weeks later, you're like, okay, so I have JES. I'm working on the second S, and then I'll put the E for Jessie. I started with the longest name that we have, and then my other two boys only have 4 letters in their names. So, and this isn't long, but I really like it. I love how it looks on the fabric. It's not exciting to stitch, but it looks good and I like it, and I know I'm going to be happy when I'm done. It's just not as exciting as I thought it would be. I don't know why I thought it would be exciting, but it's kind of boring to stitch in a way, but I like the result. Does that make sense? So I know it'll be good. Okay, what else do I have? I am missing a mid Amish life, and I have started that. Several people are stitching it with me. I think I have a hashtag of a mid Amish life SAL. I will double check that. I will show it next time. Hopefully that will get some stitches in on it, and I will show it again next time. I have it, I think I'm stitching it as a whole piece. I could still change my mind. I I wanted to stitch it as 3 separate pieces, but then I decided I was going to stitch it as a whole. I still might change my mind. I don't know. I'll get there when I get there, right? Okay, so those were my WIPs. I am going to start the, let me get out. I just put all this stuff in here. So I am going to stitch the Dark Queen of the Seas SAL from Autumn Lane Stitchery in collaboration with By the Sea Fabrics. Is it By the Sea, I think? Let me make sure. Of course I don't, oh, here it is. Yes, oh, Under the Sea Fabrics, not By the Sea, Under the Sea Fabrics. So here's the pattern. We got the first part released. I'm gonna try to show, okay, so as you can see, we can see the outline of what everything's gonna be. Is that not adorable? The only thing released is the 3 fish. But let me just take that out. I just stuck it in that plastic and it doesn't need to be in there. That is better. Okay, so you can see the outline. Adorable. I love this. It came with, or when we signed up, we could get the fabric as well, which I did. It's called Bewitched from Under the Sea Fabric. I got 28 Lugana. Let me show that. It's very, very pretty fabric. So I will be starting that. A part comes out once a month, so it's really not overwhelming. I mean, there's 3 little fish to stitch in a month. They're not little, but I mean, there's 3 fish. Totally doable. So I might work on that this weekend. Once again, it's Autumn Lane Stitchery. If you want to join, there's plenty of time. It is a cute SAL. I really like it. Like, it's got specialty threads. Trying to see what else. I thought there were some beads. Maybe there's no beads, just specialty threads. No, there's beads. Here's the bead pack. So there'll be a little bit of everything in there. So I'm really excited. I would consider that on the scale of a Mirabilia size, but if you like Mirabilias, that is a really different one that you could do as a SAL. So if you're interested in that, there you go. All right, I'm going to do haul and then I'm going to do giveaways. And I have some fabric. I ordered this fabric a while ago. As you know, the supply chain has been totally disrupted, but I finally got my order from Color and Cotton. I get Color and Cotton's floss of the month, and then I get their fabric of the month. So I had placed an order to do some, and this is Cottage Stone. This is Lugana. Yeah, let's see if I can get a better. It's a light mushroomy color. This is Havana. So this is, let me take this one out of the bag. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. This is Lugana as well. This has more pink undertones to it, which is not really showing. There you go. It's not pinky, but it does have pink undertones to it. Some of these were to compare colors and then see what I liked. This is Raw Muslin, which is a beautiful creamy light color. I think some samplers would look beautiful on this. Once again, that is, all of these are Lugana. I'm obsessed with Lugana. Color and Cotton Lugana is one of my favorites. Bestitch Me is another one that has really nice Lugana. Okay, so this is, I'm just gonna take that plastic off. White tea. Very pretty, very, very subtle modeling. I really like it. Very pretty. This is Light Brown Sugar. So just a little deeper of a color. Beautiful. I don't know if this was the fabric of the month or it must be. No, this isn't. This is just some floss, and I don't remember why I ordered these colors unless I just stuck it in there. If you've never used color and cotton floss, it's beautiful. I love it. This is 20 count Ada driftwood. See, I lied. I told you it was all Lugana. Some of this is Ada. This is, there's 2 pieces in here. This is 20 count chestnut. It kind of, it's blowing it out. It's not as purpley as it's looking. It's definitely on the brown side, but it has those purple undertones to it. It's very, very pretty. And this is 20 count sweet cream. Just a cream, not a, well, it has a little bit of modeling to it, but very, very little. And this is 20 count boardwalk. I wish I had gotten this in Lugana. I actually have a project that I think would be very pretty in this. I have to see if it has any 1/1 stitches. I might be able to just use the 20 count. And this is autumn white. This is 20 count. Oh, there's 2 pieces in here. Hold on. I'll show the autumn white first. Kind of boring, just white. I would say it's got a hint of yellow to it. So it's not pure white. And then this is sandstone, 20 count Ada sandstone. Their fabric is beautiful. So you cannot go wrong. Pick some colors, try it out. It's beautiful. Okay, I got a little bit of haul that is, I got my bag from So Much to Love. And in here I have already put my, I also got a sidekick bag. So cute. I got Coming to America from the Mayflower. I ordered mine from Sassy Jacks. I'm not sure if she has any left, but there are places that have it. So I have the floss, which I've done nothing with, but I did get the Ada, or the DMC. It did not come with DMC, so I did get my DMC. It comes with a little card. I'm not going to read all that. It comes with a bonus pattern, which is Harvest Blessings. Very, very pretty. It comes with a sticker to put on back of your piece, and then a 3-inch gauge, which is Mayflower theme, or Mayflower themed. It comes with a piece of finishing fabric. This finishing fabric is too small to use on this piece, but it's a journal finishing fabric. It's really cute. It came with a floss ring and a needle minder. I do have the fabric, and I got 30 count pecan shortbread. So as you can see, it's a kind of band sampler, I guess, if you want to call it. Big piece. I wanted to stitch mine on 30 count. I think the other option was 40 count. I don't think there was anything in between, but here is the pattern. It is really, really cute. This SAL starts September 6th. So that will be started in the near future. Of course, I have to clean all that floss up, get it organized. I still have it in the box that it came in. I just put the box totally in my bag, in my project bag. I did order my project bag from So Much to Love so that I had a really cute project bag to put it in. I love this one. Okay, I got just a couple of charts. This is the Elizabeth Hancock sampler. And I really like this from Little House Needleworks. Arc of White from Tempting Tangled Designs. And I just have loved this pattern for the longest time. And I just love it. I don't know why. Something draws me to this a lot. I also got some patterns, and I was enabled by a new Flosstuber, Mommy Loves You GB. Go check her out. She is fantastic. First of all, she has an adorable accent. You guys know that I'm all about a cute accent, and it's adorable. She's a little cheeky, so sometimes I have to listen closely because she says something and I'm like, wait, did she just say that? Hysterical. And she has beautiful stitching. So go check her out. She's also on Instagram as well. And she showed some patterns that was from Canis, Prim, and Whims. And I'm going to show, I don't think I'm saying the name right. There it is down here. And I got that she has a homestead series, part of the 1800s homestead series. And this is the Depot, which I really liked. But I also liked the Old Red House and Lantern, which is also part of this series. Livestock Buy Sell Trade. Love it. And Old General Store Provisions and Drives. I don't know if she's going to have any more in this series, but I love them. I love the colors. I just love everything about them. So those actually are going to get kitted up pretty soon because I really, really like those. Alrighty, now we have giveaways. So if you've made it this far, you have made it to the giveaways. All right, so I still have 2 patterns from last time that have not been claimed. And let me get to those so that Bones. Drawn Thread, Spider and Bones, Riley's Threads. You have won this, so get in contact with me. My email is madebymichellemcgraw@gmail.com. I will put it in the description box down below. You can message me on Instagram, Made by Michelle McGraw as well. Either way, send me your real name, your YouTube name, and your address, and put in what pattern you want. So you won the Bones. That's left over. It's not been claimed. If it's not claimed after this week, I'll put it back in the pile and I'll do it again another time. The other one is Pumpkin, which is the Pumpkin Brew, and Caroline Harkins has won this. So Caroline, get into hold of me. Once again, I will put my contact information below so I can send you your pattern. Okay, so I've done those, and now I'm going to do last week's winners. So last week's winners, we had Halloween shoes, and the Ramen Generator, if you said shoes, we had 27 entries. CLU Cross Stitching High Heel has won. So once again, send me your information, email or Instagram. Make sure you include your YouTube username and your address and your real name. All right. Stylized Flowers. This was one from my stash that was an older pattern, and I just wanted to throw it out there that if anybody wanted to stitch it, I don't really stitch flowers, but I do have some patterns that I know I will never get to stitch. These are all from my stash. Either I've stitched them, they're duplicates, or I'm not going to stitch them. And I want to share them with people who will stitch them. So I threw up Stylized Flowers, see if anybody wanted it. We had 7 entries, and Jerry Joe has won. So Jerry Joe, send me your information. Congratulations. And we have the Bouville Magic Shop from Sugar Stitches. And the Magic Shop winner is Beth Walker. So Beth, have you won from me before? I feel like you have. Maybe you haven't, but if you have, Random Generator really likes your name. We had 55 entries for this one. So Beth, congratulations. And we have Halloween greetings from Kathy Barrick, which you had to say bat. We had 38 entries, and the 1952 Trouble has won. The 1952 Trouble, send me a message. Let me know your real name. Make sure you include your username. Okay, so I've done all those. This week's giveaways. I'm doing excellent on time this time. Yay. Although I did miss one WIP, so maybe next time. All right, so we have Whispered by the Winds, The Morning Tree. This is a cute Halloween piece, and it's all one color, silhouette. No, actually there's two colors. Yep. No, there's four colors. Where is four? Oh, the moon. Okay, so there's four colors. Anyhow, this is The Morning Tree. You will say tree in your comment. Remember, I think you have to be 18 to give me your address. So if you're not 18, don't give me your address. And leave a comment with the word tree. If you don't have time to leave a whole comment about the video, it is okay. Just put tree down. I read all the comments. I try to reply to all the comments. I try to answer all the questions in the comments. I heart all the comments to know that I've read them, because YouTube does not bring them in sequentially. Like, I will go down to the bottom and there'll be a random comment that just came in. It's weird how YouTube does it for us. So anyhow, there you go. If you don't have time to give me a long response, it's okay. Just put tree. And if you do give me a response, I will be reading it. All right, the next one is Boo Brew Tea Room from Sugar Stitches. Sugar Stitches, yes. Super cute and fun pattern. And for this one, if you are interested, say tea. T-E-A, tea. See, it's a pot of tea. It's a pot of tea. I shouldn't do accents, should I? I'm not good. All right, the last one that we have for giveaway this week is 10 Times the Fun Halloween hats. And this is from Sam Sarah. And they're different Halloween hats, 5 different Halloween hats. Really cute. So if you want this pattern, you're going to say hats. Once again, you have to say the keywords, because that's the way that the random generator picks you, and that I know that you want that pattern. The idea of these giveaways is that I'm giving them away to people who want them for their stash and will stitch them and love them and give them new life. So there you go. All right. That's it. That's all I have on my whole table. I'm done. And I'm under an hour. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, so thank you for stopping by. Stay safe, stay well, happy stitching, and I'll talk to you later.